Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Riding with Sager. I know it's been a few weeks. Sorry, life happens. Been catching up with family. My dad was in town that's currently living on the other side of the U.S. My sister graduated college, got her bachelor's degree. And just spending some time with some family. So I wasn't able to get the YouTube and keep it up to date. So that's why I'm a few weeks behind. However, wanted to kind of go over a couple little topics. And I've been trying to record this. I've had a number of times that I've tried to record this, and I think it was 2 or 3 times now, but I either didn't have my mic on or my setup just wasn't set up ready, or wasn't ready to record, and so it wasn't right. So here I am in my backyard. I just got home from work, so figured I'll leave the bike out, have a decent backdrop at least. Anyway, so 2 topics. First one is kind of goes over just the down and dirty of motorcycling can be dangerous. And every motorcyclist, no matter whether it be a veteran rider or they're just starting out, there's always that oh shit moment. And I bring this up as a topic because I just had mine recently. I was going to see my wife while she was at work one night. Didn't have my gloves on yet. I know I'm going to get grief in the comments. Maybe. If I don't, then hey, I got a better following commentary than most. Or maybe it's just because not that many people are watching yet. But however, especially with big baggers like mine, it's very important to make sure you're paying attention to what even the smallest things of how the road is, the conditions and stuff like that. Because what had happened is I pulled off on the shoulder, but the road had a gradient or a curvature to it that as you got towards the shoulder of the road, it curved. And I wasn't paying attention to that. Well, threw the kickstand into it, because obviously you lean the bike to the left, so towards the road at that point. But then when I went to go again, I struggled with getting the bike off the kickstand. But when I finally did, I pushed it enough to where I wasn't able to keep the bike standing past that point of no return. And that's where I got my boo-boo. And it's about the size of my palm, but you can see right in there that the fairing unfortunately the bike rolled over, like I mentioned, the curvature of the road, and the fairing caught that fall. So luckily that's the only damage really to the bike. There's a little scuff on the lower fairing too. I wasn't too worried about that because it's so much lower, and unless you're looking for it, you're not going to find it. Anyway, so it is always important to realize what is going on, or where you're riding, or how you're riding, everything. It is so important, especially with these big bikes. It's even important for the smaller bikes, or just any bike. But I emphasize it with these big ones because even as little as a mistake as I had that happen. So like I said, that scuff's about equal size to my palm. And Harley doesn't exactly sell touch-up paint. At least not that I know of. So just make sure y'all are being careful, and I guess I need to keep my ending advice better, or pay attention to my ending advice better. How I usually say, keep the shiny side up. Who knows, maybe I'll get a road name of Crash one of these days. But anyway, so continuing on in that topic, I've also been doing a couple poker runs. Just this last weekend, the local CVMA chapter held a armed forces poker run, and where they did the registration point was a bike shop known as Old Homestead. Awesome little shop. If you're in Lower Alabama, go check him out. Go give him some business. He's a great shop owner, and you got to keep stores like that alive. However, he's got a gravel lot, and there was one bike that went down up there, and then out in the highway before you turn into his store, the median is all covered in this sand and gravel, and it just sucks. Two wheels don't like it all that much, and you got to be careful on it. And there was another guy that went down there. Fortunately, it was similar to my incident where they fell over. They were like, oh shit, and got the bike up and kept going. But it just goes to show you've got to be careful. But then also speaking of these poker runs, sorry, I thought I heard voices. But continuing on, also talking about these poker runs, I thought I'd throw some advice out there for when, like, say you're riding in a group or riding even with just a few buddies, or family or whoever you want to ride with. Just thought go over a little bit of that, and let me find a focal point for me to sit down so I don't give y'all vertigo. Just a few things to start out with is the three most common ways that people will ride that I know of and can think of is, of course, you're staggered, which is, so you've got my bike here, right? So if I had 2 or 3 more bikes with me, there would be one off of one of my back corners, depending on which side of the road I was on, if I was the lead bike. And then you would continue to stagger. That is one of your more safer group ride methods. Actually, I believe it's your safest, because it allows every motorcycle some space to work if there's something to avoid in the road or just something that happens, because like we already talked about, shit happens. So staggered, side by side, some people like to call it suicide. I'll ride like this with some of my better friends, and because of some of the people I've ridden with, I get in a pretty bad habit of it. I say bad habit because there's a number of people that don't like that riding style. So it's important to know who you're riding with as well, to decide what method you're going to use. And then lastly is single file, and some people use that only for like certain roads. But what I didn't mention with suicide or side by side is that you really need to pay attention to your riding partner. Be using your hand and arm signals and your blinkers all the time. Like, you need to pay attention to who you're riding with. It can be dangerous and things can go wrong. So you really have to trust who you're riding with. But moving on. So let me set my phone down like I said I was going to try to. So some stuff that to also know in group rides would be some of your signals. So I'm going to stand back here. So if I'm on a group ride and I throw up, and we want to make a left turn, they're probably gonna, of course, hit their blinker, and they're gonna point to the left because a left turn is coming. And I say they're gonna use their left because your throttle hand is on your right. And all hand and arm signals are created the way they are because, and to keep it, and to keep the mindset of, hey, you keep your hand on the throttle. So continuing on, so there's your left turn. Obviously, hit your left blinker and then throw it, or right turn. So hit your right blinker and then point, or yeah. So L shape, that way. So that's your right turn, and then some other ones are slow down or speed up. Anybody who's out there riding in maybe some sort of club or likes to ride more on the fast side, if you see somebody do some of that, some of the 5.0, some of the friends in blue, I say that with love. I have family who are police officers, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for any law enforcement. But those are some of your hand and arm signals to use and to watch out for when you are out riding, especially in your groups. And it's always good to use them. It's another way to get your battle buddy. I'm stuck at work. Your riding partner's attention rather than just your bike. But not to continue to drag it out, guys. But I'm glad I was finally able to catch up, and hopefully you guys aren't putting me on strike or nothing. Leave me some comments. Leave me some opinions, or let me know how you guys ride. Maybe you guys like riding side by side, or you use some signals, or you have different variations of them. If you enjoy the content that I'm able to push out, and you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe the videos. Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think, and make sure y'all just keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, and keep on watching and keep on riding. I'll see y'all next time. I'm riding with Sager.